Some believe the pillow is an unnatural addition to our sleeping setup, and that by sleeping without a pillow, one can achieve better spinal alignment, actually becoming taller. Not only that, but improve blood flow, better mental clarity, reduce the risk of developing wrinkles, better sleep, and so much more. Fascinated, I had to try this out for myself, so I slept without a pillow for an entire month's worth of time. Getting started, kicking my pillow out of the bed on day one, the first thing I realized is I tried to relax to sleep. Starting on my back, it felt like I was just laying flat. But as I began to further relax, I started to feel this sensation of vertigo, which is essentially a dizzy feeling, and in this instance, it felt like I was almost flipping backwards over and over again. This didn't have me too concerned because although I started on my back, I am typically a stomach sleeper. So I figured I would just presume the stomach sleeping position, and so I rolled over and tried to get comfortable, but it was kinda hard to do so. You see, typically on my stomach, I like to have a little portion of my pillow on my head, and now without it, my head felt like it was sinking downwards. I just tried to fight through it and find some relaxation, and basically night one ended up being a whole bunch of tossing and turning. Not to worry though, I figured I'd just get used to it eventually, but these nights of tossing and turning continued for the first several days. Things did get a little better towards the end of the first week, however, when I kind of figured out a sleeping position on my stomach where I used my hands almost as a mock-up pillow.
Take this little outside thumb meat, you go up and around, so nice.
Comfy. The only problem was I realized this was kind of aside the point. I wanted to be sleeping without a pillow on a flat surface, and I felt like I was just compensating with my hands. So I decided to reapproach this in a drastic way, and that is just by forcing myself to sleep on my back. So every night throughout week 2, I tried my best to fight through this vertigo sensation and then try to get relaxed on my back. Really, the hardest part was for me just to get relaxed enough. I wanted to turn around so much from being a stomach sleeper pretty much all of my life. This was frustrating, and it felt like it was taking me up to an hour to even just go to sleep, and I felt like I was waking up quite frequently in the middle of the night, and when I would do so, it was hard to go back to sleep because I was so uncomfortable. But I ended up grinding through week 2, feeling groggier and groggier each and every day. Wait a minute, I thought I was supposed to be feeling better, healthier, taller, with less wrinkles? What's going on? I felt like I was looking run down, more tired, and crooked than ever before. And then going into week 3, things got even worse.
Bags, bro.
What happened is I started eating more, and eating more at night. Now, maybe the reason for this was unrelated to this video, but one could argue because I was so tired, maybe that caused me to eat more because of the whole cortisol thing, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, the biggest problem with this was when I did go to sleep, laying flat on my back with no pillow, well, it felt like all of this food started to come back up my esophagus, and it was giving me this severe indigestion, almost like acid reflux feeling. It did not feel good, and on top of that, it made it even harder to go to sleep. But something very interesting happened throughout week 3. I started to become more of a side sleeper. I was often finding myself rolling around in this midnight lucid haze, ending up in the side sleeping position, and once again using my hands as a mock-up pillow to prop my head up. And it was here during week 4 where I finally felt like I was going to sleep faster, which was about as fast as I used to fall asleep with a pillow, about 20 to 30 minutes. Was this because I was finally getting used to sleeping without a pillow, or was this because I was just so dang tired? Oh, by the way, surprisingly, my neck didn't hurt at all during this experiment until the final week, when I started sleeping more on my side.
Anyway, something I do want to acknowledge, if you couldn't tell already, is most of the B-roll in this video is probably going to be reenactment B-roll. And the reason I'm doing it this way rather than trying to film each day is because I found in sleep experiments in the past, when I've been worried about filming my sleep, like it's messed up my sleep. So I wanted to get, I guess, like a more organic experience, and I wanted to try to actually sleep this time, and hopefully I was hoping that I would get in the groove of sleeping better with no pillow, because that's what I heard. Anyways, yeah, I'm not like completely imploding, I'm not like completely losing my mind. It's just been a super groggy month, and I feel like I cannot wait to just go back to my pillow. I don't miss you. I don't need you.
Anyways, how was my posture after 1 month of sleeping with no pillow? Let me know if you see any differences. So now you might be thinking, after this 1 month of disastrously trying to get good sleep, sleeping without a pillow, that I would be so excited to return to sleeping with a pillow. Well, yes, I was, but my first night back with a pillow was weird. Something just didn't feel quite right, and I was kind of having trouble getting comfortable. But eventually, throughout the first week returning back to sleeping with a pillow, I found myself favoring the side sleeping position, this time with the pillow, propping my head up in more of a neutral position. And that is the sleeping position I have found myself favoring since. So super strange, I went from primarily a stomach sleeper to sleeping without a pillow all over the place to now more of a side sleeper. Will this continue in the long run? I have no idea. Will I ever go back to sleeping without a pillow? Man, you're gonna have to really try to convince me to try that again, because that was kind of awful.
Dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I think I shrunk a little.
Anyways, let me know in the comment section if you have any experience trying this and if it worked out better for you. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn those notifications on. I will see you all in the next video.